Remember when touch was normal? A hug meant comfort, holding hands meant connection, and a kiss wasn't just foreplay, it was reassurance. Now we flinch when someone's too close to us at Target. We've replaced physical closeness with emotional emojis. The irony, of course, we live in an era where most of our devices have touchscreens, but our relationships don't. According to One Extraordinary Marriage and their 6 pillars of intimacy, physical intimacy is about far more than sex. It's the small gestures that say, I see you, I care, I'm here. We're affection deprived in a world of oversaturation of digital content. We touch our phones 2,600 times a day and our partners maybe twice. We used to get comfort from loved ones. Now we get it from YouTubers and TikTokers who we don't know and they don't even know we exist. It's called parasocial relationships or a one-sided intimacy. You feel close, connected, maybe even understood, but it's all happening in your head. We've substituted human warmth with the algorithm familiarity. Why risk rejection from a real person when your favorite creator never interrupts, never argues, and always validates you in 4K? It's not that we don't crave intimacy. It's the digital affection, well, that feels safer. You can pause it, mute it, skip parts you don't like, replay the parts you do. Real people, they're unpredictable. They sweat. They require patience. One Extraordinary Marriage, they calls physical intimacy a language, a love language. But in the digital age, most of us are illiterate. We're fluent in scrolling, not holding hands. We live together. Most couples live together, but we're miles apart. Couples share the same bed, but not the same attention span. He's watching a video. She's reading an article about how couples never talk anymore. Their knees touch, but their minds are on different screens and in different worlds. That's modern togetherness. Physical proximity mistaken for connection. People say physical intimacy strengthens emotional trust. Tony and Elisa said that a lot. And it's how our bodies remind our brains that we're safe, loved, and seen. But if our only touch comes from tapping a like button, or a heart, or a comment, no wonder we feel so disconnected. We've built a world that values convenience over closeness. It's easier to recharge your phone than recharge your relationship. The solution isn't revolutionary. It's embarrassingly simple. Touch the person you love. Touch your partner. Not as a prelude, not as an obligation, as a reminder that you're real, they're real, and together you make a beautiful thing. A hand on the shoulder, a hug that lasts longer than 2 Mississippis, a shared couch instead of separate corners. Physical intimacy is the body's way of saying words that you can't. It's not a transaction, it's a translation from language of love to language of presence. Because maybe the real crisis isn't that we've lost touch with each other, it's that we've forgotten how to touch each other and what the word touch really means. We find ourselves on the phone, scrolling TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Maybe instead of scrolling, maybe instead of going through another video that you've already watched, maybe reach out, touch the person you love instead. Because connection isn't about your Wi-Fi signal or the speed of your downloads. It's skin, heartbeat, it's warmth. Touching each other is important. And the touch that we do a lot now, a lot of times as couples, me included, sometimes you touch your spouse and they automatically go to the next step. They think that's where you're going because that's where society has taken us. We have lost touch with just touch. When you were dating and you would hold hands or you'd cuddle on the couch, there was no prerequisite to sex or to moving forward more. Sometimes you just cuddled. Sometimes you walked in the store and you just held hands because you wanted to, because it felt right, because the connection was making you stronger. Personally, I love holding my wife's hand. I love cuddling with her. I also like sex, but I don't automatically go to, I'm holding her hand, so we're having sex. That's not where we need to go as a society, but I think that's where we are going. And I can blame somebody, right? If I had to blame something, I would blame the avenue of social media, movies, television, the internet as a whole, because we don't see relationships on TV or on videos or in movies grow. We see them start hot, stay hot, explode at the end, fail, and then another one starts. We don't see the slow, steady growth of relationships anymore. And because most of us sit on our phones and we don't take the time to learn about one another, learn what we like to touch, how we like to touch. We don't learn how we feel when that person touches us a certain way. We don't express how it feels to that person. We don't communicate how the personal touch really feels and makes us feel. Instead, we just ignore it. We don't crave it. Instead, we crave a video making us feel good on the inside when the outside is just empty. We should all crave physical touch. We should all desire physical touch. We should all want it every day because it's how we were designed. We have so many nerve endings all over our body. Yet, the person that's closest to us, we don't want them helping us experience the joy of being touched. And again, it's not about sex. Now, if you do physical, touching and you do it right and you do it often, the person who you're doing it with is not going to automatically start thinking every time is about sex. And they're going to start thinking, wow, they just like spending time with me, which opens up trust and opens up them knowing that you love them unconditionally, with or without these sexual activities. By doing that, you also show them that you love them completely. And a lot of times that helps them open up the other parts of the intimacies that we're going to cover in the next, week. Because one unlocks the other. Emotional intimacy that we talked about the last video. Emotional intimacy allows you to engage your minds, show each other what you feel, talk to each other, express things. Physical intimacy, after you've expressed things, use that expressing and say, hey, I like when you hold my hand like this, or I love when we cuddle on the couch, or I don't like it when you do this. Again, communication goes with touching. And that's, I think, the point, is one leads to the next. Because every time we touch, every time we get close, we're breaking down barriers of miscommunication, of misunderstanding. We're just sitting in the moment, spending time with one another and enjoying each other's company. Because again, if you're married, if you're in a good relationship, if you're in a relationship and you want it to be long-term, you need to be able to communicate through words, through physical touch, through all the other steps we're going to go through this week. It's a process. It's not just a, hey, I love them, and we're going to be together forever, but you never talk. You never communicate. You never express how you feel. You never express how things make you feel. You're a burning hot flame and you forget about everyone else. Thank you for watching. And if today is the first time you've watched any of these videos, I'm going to link the last video at the end, and just watch it and kind of understand where the emotional intimacy connects to the physical intimacy. And again, the word intimacy doesn't mean sex. It means unbridled connection, unrelenting connection. And while not all of them are the strongest at every time of the 6, ones are stronger than others. And what you can see is when one is really strong, okay, I need to work on this one. And it's a balancing act. It's connecting those dots, because our relationships are about working through things, connecting and growing. Thank you for watching.